Hi, I'm Beck and food's my life. I'm so excited to be sharing with you today a classic family recipe, and if you've got a sweet tooth, you're gonna love it. Coming right up. So today I'm making a common Sri Lankan sweet called Milk Toffee. Now, it's not a hard toffee like the toffee we often make in Australia. In fact, I should translate it for an Australian audience and I should call this recipe condensed milk fudge, because that's really what it consists of. Condensed milk, and it has a fudgy kind of consistency. It also traditionally consists of lots of chunky cashew nuts, but you can always choose any nut that you prefer. Mum has been making milk toffee for as long as I can remember, and when there's a batch of this in our house, it doesn't last long. In fact, family members often fight over the very last piece. It is dangerously Moorish. So let's talk about the ingredients. Here I have 250 grams of white sugar, a tin of condensed milk, 100 grams of roughly chopped roasted cashew nuts, 50 grams of butter, and some vanilla extract. Now, a lot of times you'll see this recipe on the internet or in recipe books, and this is all that really goes into it. But this is the secret recipe. These are the secret ingredients that Mum adds to it, which gives it that traditional Sri Lankan kind of flavour. Mum always adds to this a 1/4 teaspoon of almond essence and a 1/4 teaspoon of rose water, and together those two flavours just take this toffee to a whole nother level, and it tastes divine. You're also going to need a heavy base pan, and you're going to need to line a 20 by 20 square cake tin. Alright, now I've got my stove on a medium-low heat, and I've emptied a tin of condensed milk into my pan. To this, I'm going to add half a condensed milk tin of water. So just add that water in now and give that a little bit of a stir. Now I'm going to add my 250 grams of white sugar, and just watch carefully. I'm going to add my sugar very carefully to the middle of the pan. From here, I'm going to stir very gently to dissolve that sugar. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to avoid having the sugar touch the sides of the pan. I don't want that sugar to crystallize on the sides of the pan. So I'm just going to stir gently in the center like this. And I'm going to continue until the sugar has dissolved and it starts to bubble. Okay, so I've been stirring this now for roughly 15 minutes. And yes, it does take time, I won't lie. But if you want outstanding results, you have to put in the time and effort. You can't cut any corners. So if I just leave that alone now, you'll see that it's starting to bubble in the center. This is the time now that we stop and we add our flavorings. So I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Give that a bit of a stir. And like I told you before, the secret ingredients here to make this toffee outstanding and give it that unique Sri Lankan kind of flavour is a 1/4 teaspoon of almond essence and 1/4 teaspoon of rose water. Now I'm only putting in 1/4 teaspoon. I'm not putting in a lot. I want these flavours to be subtle, but overall it just gives it that really beautiful flavour and aroma. So now it's bubbling quite steadily, and that means now I've got to stir for another 20 minutes quite vigorously. I cannot leave this alone for 1 minute, and by the end of the 20 minutes this should be much thicker and a deeper caramel colour. Okay, I'm halfway there. It's been 10 minutes, and as you can see the colour has changed and we've got lots of bubbles happening, which is great. Now, because I've done this many times, I know that 20 minutes is where I need to really reach. I need to get to the 20-minute mark. But you can use another couple of methods if you want to. If you like working with a candy thermometer, you can get to 118 to 120 degrees. Will get you to the right point. Or you can use a soft ball method, which is where you take a little bit of the mixture, drop it into a cold glass of water, and it should come to a soft ball in your fingertips. So you can use whichever method works for you. but I'm just timing it. And we're nearly there. It won't be long. I'm using a spatula now because I think it can scrape the sides of the pan a lot easier at this stage. And you cannot leave it, keep stirring. You can see it's really starting to reduce and thicken, so we're nearly there. Okay, look at that colour now. It's just beautiful and caramel, deep golden, excellent. So we're ready to go. Our next step is to add the 50 grams of butter. Because butter is just going to give this toffee a beautiful shine and obviously a gorgeous flavour as well. So keep stirring vigorously. Throw in your nuts as well. Keep stirring until that is mixed in really thoroughly. Okay, so now we're ready to pour this into our lined tin. So here we go. Beautiful. Oh, I wish you could smell this. It smells so nice. And that colour is so rich. Just perfect. I'll make sure I've got everything out of this pan because I don't want to waste a bit. Okay, so there we have it. Our toffee is in our tray. Now all we have to do is wait, unfortunately, just have to wait until this is completely cooled before we can cut it. So it's the afternoon now. It's been about 5 hours since I have made the milk toffee and we're ready to cut it up. So just take it from the tin onto a chopping board. Make sure you've got a nice sharp knife. And let's have a look. Oh, wow. Oh, fantastic. Look at this, look at this. That is jam-packed with beautiful chunky cashew nuts and that is going to taste sensational. I'm just going to continue cutting it up and I'll be back with you in a minute. And there's the finished product, guys. A beautiful jar of precious, precious milk toffee that won't last long, I can guarantee. This is simply divine, and if, like I said before, if you've got a sweet tooth, you must try this recipe, and it's not overly sweet. You can keep eating this. Like I said, it's quite dangerous really, but I don't mind if I do. You know, my 4-year-old son said to me just yesterday, "Mum, if the whole world could be covered in milk toffee, I would eat everything." I think I would too. Anyway, I better stop eating now because it's your turn. Why don't you take my recipe and try and make a batch of this awesome milk toffee for yourself? If you look at the description box below, I have links to my website where you can find all my recipes for free. Please don't forget to like my videos, share my videos, and better still subscribe because then you'll get a little notification every time I've just released a new video. For now, I think I better find a safe place for this. I'll see you next time. Bye.